本阶段的演讲主题：佛教法印与圣地。要邀请我们的主持人由我们的池祥林教授担任。我们先欢迎池教授。第一阶段邀请的学者，让我们有请Khenchen Tsewang Gyatso与我们的池教授进行本阶段论坛，我们欢迎。那接下来我就把时间交给我们的主持人池教授。
我们的Khenchen Tsewang Gyatso，还有请坐。我们在座的各位法师，各位菩萨，大家好，阿弥陀佛。今天非常荣幸，因为主办单位还有我们法源和尚还有丽美理事长的这个副主跟护念让我有这个机会，有这个荣幸呢，在这个论坛当中呢，当做这个场次的主持人。那我是在台北大学商学院任职。那因为台北大学在三峡这个地方，它跟许多的这个佛教的佛师都很接近，所以其实我们在台北大学商学院还有其他的学院，很多老师都一起学佛，所以也是因为这样子，我有这个因缘呢，能够跟许多的大法师能够有这个机会来担任主持人。那我今天会用中文的方式来做介绍。那首先我们这个主题是在讲佛法的四圣谛，就是苦集灭道。那大家也都了解，释迦牟尼佛在他成道之后的第一个夏天，他对五比丘说法，说的也就是苦集灭道。那大家知道苦集灭道，我觉得主办单位非常有智慧，能够邀请到三传的法师们一起来对这个佛学的基础来做讨论，我觉得实在是非常好的一件事情。那我们今天第一场的讲者是我们藏传佛教的上师，那是Khenchen Tsewang Gyatso。那他是在1983年拿到藏传佛教的博士，就是堪布。那师承于巴登谢绕堪布，那长达9年的学习。他本身会英语，会梵语，也会说一些中文。那尤其他学习这个印度跟西藏的佛法，并且获得尊贵的达赖喇嘛的肯定。目前呢，他不断的教导年轻的出家众，而且到处弘法，包括美国、新加坡、香港等地。那他的 Open、Direct and Full-throat Teaching 受到大家的肯定。那我现在就把时间交给我们的法师，好，大家请鼓掌，谢谢他，谢谢。
Tambajodang Guru Pemajong Ludo Namni Sheto Yapsetang Rolo Namni Jumi Chuang So Uji Tinjin Lame Tai Chung. So, as we have already gone through so many explanations about how Shakyamuni Buddha came and how Buddha has taught about so I'm not going through any details about it. So what Buddha taught is called in Tibetan Che, in Pali Dhamma, and Sanskrit Dharma, and now in English Buddha's teaching. So Buddha's teachings is about that 84,000 aggregates of teaching, and that can be condensed into that 12 branches of the enlightened text, and that also can be condensed into the Tripitakas. And then that Tripitaka, the essence of it is just only three things what we need to learn and contemplate and practice is the moral discipline from the Vinaya Sutra. And then the Sutra, the Samadhi, meditation. And then from Avidhamma, the wisdom. So that how we can engage into practice, then as a condensed, my own present, based on the here forums expression of the topic, based on the 4 seals, and all those 4 seals I have not explained in the kind of categories and elaborations and explanation of history, but I only put in form of the how we need to engage into practice, and how we can understand that the true meanings of the Buddha, so that we can purify the ignorance, all sorts of afflictive emotions, obscurations, and then we could gain that bodhicitta, transcendental wisdom, and as earlier our great Fasi explained that how we can get perfected ourselves, and then how we can benefit all other sentient beings without any sorts of distinction, as how Buddha has taught it. So, I think you all have my paper. Oh, one thing I may just before I may forget. According to earlier teachings, there is what is called kind of words of Mahayana equivalent to Hinayana. So as we feel the Hinayana words is a kind of like a criticism, of course we don't have to use it. But word is just doesn't mean anything as long as we don't conceptualize. And when we know that it is just merely a word like ego, and if we practice tolerance and forgiveness, it is part of our teaching. So according to that, in my paper, maybe you might find that. So I just apologize for that. And then, of course, our brothers and sisters will definitely forgive me. Then first, the ground. I explained this, the ground, path, and fruition. And through which that it explains about the Buddha Dharma as view, meditation, discipline, and fruition. So within that, the 84,000 Buddha's teachings. And according to the, like Vajrayana, 4 or 6 categories of the Tantra, everything is condensed there. So the first shlok that the ground is indivisible of appearance and emptiness, that which explains the non-dual nature of the truth, relative truth, absolute truth. So relative truth and absolute truth, these two truths can be explained philosophically from the Sarvagya Yana, two truths, Pratyek Bhutayana's two truths, Mahayana two truths, and the outer Tantra's two truths, inner Tantra's two truths. And that what is the truth taught by, just Buddha. And then the path is that the individual of method and wisdom. So method is compassion, and wisdom is that which understands the emptiness. And the method and wisdom, or compassion and the wisdom, inseparable, that which leads to non-dual of the bliss and the emptiness. And that bliss, dharma, hearing at time bliss, practicing time bliss, at the end result as a bliss. But still, it is non-dual with the emptiness nature. Then the fruition part is the individual of, according to the Vajrayana, that generation stage and completion stage, and that which is the union to the ultimate stage or ultimate fruition, which is Rupakaya and Dharmakaya, which means the pure appearance of form and then the emptiness in union. Then according to that, in the highest categories of the Tantra, then it explains that individual intrinsic awareness and the emptiness, that which is known as Dharmakaya. So that which explains about our mind, our absolute true nature of mind, is non-dual of awareness and the emptiness. So that is the main topic that which I want to explain rest of it. And then I know there is the limited of times. So then second shlok, that which explains about how our Buddha, enlightened and omniscient and perfected, and at the same time, just inconceivable compassion to all sentient beings. And because of that, Buddha has taught, the whole teaching contains into those, four seals, and then the interdependent origination. So that is why I pay respect and devotion to, Buddha. And then the third line, third shlok, that explaining about the Guru Padma Sambhava, the Nirmanakaya, and Mahapandita Bimal Mitra from the Nalanda University, Acharya Shantarakshita, the abbot of the Nalanda University, and then the Kamalashira, the great scholar, and at the same time, the great translators and panditas, scholars of India and Tibetan translator, how the whole complete Buddha's teachings of the Sutra, the Kanjuru, about 108 volumes, and the commentaries of great Indian scholars, about more than 240 volumes, that which is completely translated from Indian, the language, Sanskrit to Tibetan. So that is why the Tibetan Buddhism is still alive, and according to that, how it has been transmitted from master to disciple till today, that which we can share and which we could continue to study over, is that where the paying homage. So after that, then I explained about the teacher Shakyamuni Buddha. Buddha's logic, Buddha's logical reasoning is as explained based on the relative truth and absolute truth. And such a truth that which covers the four seals. Where we have been talking about in the sutra itself, that compounded phenomena is impermanence, and defiled emotions are cause of suffering, and then phenomena is selflessness and emptiness. So based on that, according to the kind of like a Sarvakayana, and then the Pratyek Buddhayana, and then the Mahayana, that how we kind of learn and how we just educate into that field, that which I have kind of like explained here. So this seal, four seals to view. So all the Buddhists, as the Maha or the Mahayana, this Han Buddhism or Vajrayana, we all believe and we all study and we all educate and we all practice and we all supposed to realize that anything that which is compounded phenomena is by its nature impermanence. And that is the truth in this whole universe. Every single phenomena is compounded. So that is why every single phenomena, including modern technologies and the scientific discoveries, are impermanence in nature. And then the second seal explaining about the defilement. Anyway, the afflictive emotions, ignorance, desire, hatred, and so forth, there is extensive explanation in Abhidhamma Kosh or Abhidhamma Sutra. So that afflictive emotion, as a sentient being, somehow we all have it. So we know whenever any kind of afflictive emotion arises, it causes suffering, disturbance to oneself, and also suffering and disturbing to others. So that is why these emotions are cause of suffering, and that is the truth. That is not based on any sort of religion system or belief system or culture or tradition that we see as the reality of the relative sentient beings, how anywhere, anytime, any sort of emotion arises, it is cause of suffering. And that is why what Buddha taught in the first turning wheel of Dharma about the Four Noble Truths teaching as cause and effect of samsara. So here now, how to purify all the afflicted emotion, including the ignorance. So that is the grasping to self. So the ego or I. So we need to logically investigate where is that self, where is that ego, where we call I, and that as we investigate within our kind of five aggregates, form aggregate, feeling aggregate, perception aggregate, formation aggregate, consciousness. So these are five aggregates is the base of self or the I. So when we investigate each and every, for example, like body, the form, taking into parts and portions and particles, and then until to atoms and molecules, and we cannot even find what is called form. And when there is no basis of the form itself, then where it can be called as I or self. So that way, one's supposed to realize the selflessness nature of the kind of the self, and based on those teachings that kind of examining, investigating, in Tibetan, in the text that saying, "Kedu pumbu tayana kedu jigba jandu jur, kedu pumbu knowledge pumbu thingi mebar jur." So the self and the aggregates, if it is one, then you know that self also become impermanent because our forms can be impermanent. If the self and form is separate, then why we call this our aggregate as form, as I, as self, as kind of the pride of ego. So that way, there are logical investigations that which establishes the selflessness. And then in that same way, according to the, so I'm not going very detailed step by step all this, kind of what I have written because shortage of time. So then based on the Mahayana, according to the Mahayana Sutra, again, the same thing is the cause of suffering, cause of wandering in samsara is the ignorance and the thought of kind of true existence of phenomena, the self and the self of phenomena. So according to the Mahayana, as one in the beginning, as one kind of engage into that the four seals in relation with the just impermanence and just suffering, and when one have clear understanding, then one could feel like renunciation, and then generate bodhicitta, then engage into actual study of the Dharma, and then contemplation, and then to experience the emptiness nature of self and emptiness nature of phenomena, then one need to do very serious meditation. And through that meditation, there is the possibility that one could have the realization of the absolute true nature of phenomena, the emptiness nature, without any elaboration, no elaboration. In the meditation equipoise. So when one awake from the meditation equipoise, then since one have the direct perception of the emptiness nature, so after in the post-meditation, one perceives this whole complete phenomena almost like a illusion or like a dream. And at the same time as one continues that same direct experience of the emptiness nature without elaboration, that which is experiencing the transcendental wisdom, and that way it goes into this path, the path of seeing, path of meditation, path of no more learning, and through that, at the final stage, there is the most powerful antidote, the realization of transcendental wisdom, that which is like a vajra, and that which clears all sorts of offering, ignorance, habitual tendency, everything, and then next moment one could attain complete enlightenment. And that way, how each and every being, as we involved into this education, understanding, contemplation, and meditation, and actual practice, we all could be, one day attain complete enlightenment, and then we can benefit billions and billions of other beings according to their own, each and every individual levels of mind and elements and faculty and so forth. So that is the wish of our Buddha, and that is wish of our teachers, and that is wish of our self, and that is wish how we want to flourish the Buddhism all over the world to bring that peace and happiness after all. Thank you.
We have to open to the floor for about 10 minutes. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. 谢谢法师哈，就是对于这个我们四法印讲的非常的清楚哈。那其实我自己本身 了解到，就是藏传的佛教就是从印度然后传来西藏，那各历代的祖师把这个佛法传到西藏来，是一个非常令人感佩也非常美丽的故事。好，那这个就是刚才法师有提到说，我们的这个烦恼呢，最主要是来自于对于自己的执着哈，所以我们必须要想办法去了解这个空性，并通过实修，能够真正了解空性，才能够把这个集给去掉，好，然后真正能够去掉苦，好，然后真正能够努力的修，然后不但能够帮助自己，才能够去帮助他人。那现在就是我们大概有这个10分钟的时间，好，然后看看各位我们各位与会的这些观众们、菩萨们，哈，有没有什么问题？这是一个非常难得的机会，哈，我们这个法师能够来到台湾这个非常殊胜的因缘，哈，可以来请教一下我们法师，看有没有哪些方面的问题可以提出来。
没有问题吗？
那个可以传递一下那个麦克风给这位法师吗？就是我们有没有谁可以传递麦克风？这边麻烦请法师请举手好吗？这里，这前面这一位，对，就这位穿，对，是这位。第4排，对。
好，okay, dear Venerable Master and dear Dharma friends, this is 觉荣，我是觉荣，台南南华金钟禅师。I got a question for Venerable Master. I want to ask how to increase the population of Buddhism, no matter what tradition, we can, in this world, most of the population, they are Jews, Catholic, Christian, and in their teaching, they have the responsibility to spread to a religion, even more to kill the heathen. But the first main precept of Buddhism is no killing. The first precept of the Buddhism is no kill. So in this condition basement, how can we spread around the Buddhism more than Muslim, Islamic, even the Jews? And especially if we want to spread around the Buddhism around the world, I think especially the Han tradition, Chinese tradition Buddhism, many sutra is very difficult to translate into English. In the morning we talk about 三根普被，藏通别圆。我相、人相、众生相、寿者相。In this professional vocabulary, Buddhism vocabulary, is extremely difficult to translate into English. So I just want to ask Venerable Master, in how to spread the Buddhism in English, especially the Chinese English, maybe Tibetan English, or Theravada Buddhism. Sri Lanka, their official language is English. There's no problem for them, but that is quite big problem for our, Chinese Buddhism, even Tibetan Buddhism. This is my question. Thank you very much.
Our teacher asked very good question, that which is very, very important for all of us. then the responsibility to spread Buddhism to benefit all sentient beings is the first responsibility is all the Buddhist countries that have to manage how we can kind of start all these Buddhist schools and Buddhist subject in almost all the schools and how we can train them. And then the second responsibility is all the teachers, scholars, including our monastic masters, that we have our responsibility that how we can kind of constantly, no matter whether they could understand very clearly or not, we have to continue to teach just all over the place, whatever it is possible. Right now, these teachings are very limited in monastic areas. It has been not that much taught in general public, with all the kind of like a lay people. So we have to kind of approach with that. Then to get success into this, as the teacher asks, that how we can just set up a translation group, that the Buddhist teachings, how it can be translated into kind of English and rest of all other language, how we can kind of promote that, even though there is already a project which is called 84,000 the sutra translation, which the Tsongtsar Kendra Rinpoche and his kind of all the committees that working on translating in English, but at the same time, just within the Mahathervada, kind of Buddhism, how we can translate not only in that language, but how we can translate into other language. And then, Han, the Chinese Mayana, how we can work. And we have to have a very skillful means to get all those to be translated. And then the Tibetan Vajrayana, there is already lots of translated, but still how we can teach them very well. So we all have responsibility, not just only main responsibilities are with the teachers, but even the public, that whatever one understand, let people just kind of understand about the Buddhism.
好，非常谢谢 Master， 谢谢法师的回答哈。其实，针对这个问题，其实就台湾而言，譬如说像我们在大学要教佛法这种课是不行的，对，所以其实，在大学我们要怎么样把佛法融入到自己的教学里头，很善巧方便的融入，其实并不是那么容易的一件事情。就这点来看，在大学推广佛法是不容易的一件事情。目前我们遇到的问题是这样子，那刚才法师有提到，就是说，在译经方面已经非常努力在做一些事情，希望能够把佛法能够推广到世界各地去。那对，就希望这些问题，我们希望佛法能够在世界能够更广为，让更多人受到好处哈。那请问还没有别的问题？
我这里请问一下师父，刚刚听您的论文里面，透过如理的思维、逻辑性的思维，了解到色是不存在的，所以我不存在的。可是那种思维知道了，可是我眼睛看到的是真的，我还是有，它还是有我喜欢的，还是我有我的贪嗔痴的。所以透过这种的逻辑思维，怎么运用在我生活上呢？我是要上班，我要工作。我怎么样把法师刚刚的论文的那种逻辑性的思考用在生活呢？还是只是佛教只是靠宣导就好？它跟我们生活是用不上的呢？有没有一个实际上我在生活中我要上班我要工作我可以这样的方式去了解到色是不存在的，五蕴是不存在的，跟我生活上是有关系的。谢谢。
Yes, it is very true because how the teaching explains the all phenomena are emptiness and so forth. But the problem is just only logically explaining about the kind of emptiness nature of phenomena is not enough, because that through the education it is a knowledge. So by knowledge, it does not kind of reduce the afflictive emotion. So that is why one have to kind of logically establish all phenomena emptiness, including self and one's mind and afflictive emotions, that how to understand how it is emptiness in nature. And with that clear understanding, what is called generic image of the emptiness nature of the phenomena or the aggregates, on that one have to concentrate and then sit into meditation, just over and over and over, that until one can experience, it is emptiness. So that, kind of, even in the beginning, even you have a slightest, sense of experiencing that emptiness, it becomes very powerful to reduce your afflictive emotion. So that is why the actual meditation practice becomes the key point, that where we can, kind of reduce and also, kind of get rid of the afflictive emotion when we have the direct perception of the absolute nature of the phenomena as, emptiness in nature. But then all the, kind of general householders is true, become busy with the life, kind of activity. But then, but still, any time just, study and then remind, don't get afflicted, because afflictive emotion is cause of suffering. So one don't want to be, kind of afflicted, and that way one have to have mindfulness, conscientiousness, and diligence to work with one's mind. Moment afflictive emotion arise, apply some antidote like, it is the negative, so, apply, it is emptiness, and then try to relax one's mind in a more, clear and spaciousness. Just even for a moment, kind of rest in that nature, and that way slowly it will work to reduce the afflictive emotions.
好，非常谢谢法师哈。法师有提到，就是刚才大家有听到说，除了我们有逻辑的思维之外，我们还要透过实际其他的修行方法，比如禅修。那其实大家知道，果集灭道的道，其实它的具体内容就是八正道嘛，哈。那所以要透过修行的方式，让自己能够减少烦恼，这样子我们更能够去帮助别人哦。那我想，因为时间的关系，我现在最后1分钟哈，那是不是就最后一个简短的问题？还是说我们就请法师给我们一个最后1分钟的总结 ？Could you please give me one minute conclusion about your speech? Thank you.
So that time is impermanence. So it's chasing us. So the first thing is we need to develop kind heart based on the bodhicitta, compassion, loving kindness. And with that, where we are on purposely here, the 3 lineages together to really share and understand that with that, like one family, and educating ourselves into the whole complete field of the kind of essence of the Buddha's teaching, the bodhicitta, compassion, loving kindness, and then we need the wisdom. Wisdom that how we study and share all this, part where we need to have the actual instruction on shamatha meditation practice and vipassana meditation practice, and that which we need to develop in almost all our institutions, through which we can gain, just insight and the wisdom, so that which is, kind of the essence of the Buddha's teaching, we can experience. And when we have the realization, then it is 100 times easier to benefit all other sentient beings, or whatever that the teachings that we could possibly share, and according to each and every individual levels of mind. So that way, I hope we all will work out, and hope a great success for this three tradition, kind of lineage. And at the same time, I really thank and appreciate of the great ideas of those great masters like Khenchen Thudumlode and so forth, and all those great masters who have continuously worked hard to have this kind of discussion, and with the support of our kind of Taiwan, that great teachers, and also the Thailand masters, and the rest of all the kind of devotees and sponsors, that everybody work together. So that I really appreciate and thank you all, and I hope you all will continue to move forward until we could bring that actual peace and happiness in this world through Buddhism. Thank you.